What are you doing?
Hey Scott, how's it going? Thanks, man. Jamie, how are you, buddy?
Doing pretty good over here, Andy. Just kind of
Yeah,
well, we had a little bit of a downdraft today, but how dare the market try to go down?
no, that's true. Yeah.
In any case, there's some decent opportunity out there. But hello, everyone.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. And yes, hi everyone. Welcome to the trading studio. My name is Andy, and that's Jamie and Scott. And we'll be taking you through the next 45, 50 minutes here, and hopefully giving you some great insight to help you with your trading, whether that be day trading or swing trading, whatever it may be. But let's dive in. Before we do, let's go over the disclaimer real quick. Okay, we are a content publisher. Jamie and I used to be stockbrokers for a short time for me. I'm not sure how about you, Jamie, but anyway, we no longer carry our license. So anything that you hear from us today or see should not be construed as investment advice. That's not what we're trying to do. We are just providing education for you. Um, and if you are looking for some advice in that arena, you want to look for somebody who holds a license, like a registered advisor or a stockbroker. Excuse me. All right, the agenda for today, we're going to have the market recap. Yeah, with another little funky downtrend, only to be kind of bought at lows. Never really got positive, nowhere near it. So we'll talk about the market recap. Holly recap, I thought it was a very impressive day. Sometimes when there's only a few amount of alerts, uh, it doesn't get the the same accolades as one might that had maybe 10 to 15 alerts in just a banner day. But boy, I thought it was very impressive. Four nice shorts in there. Jamie will talk about those. And then I think it's important because I've been trading for 25 plus years, and Jamie's been right there with me. We know what it can be like here, starting in mid-July, going pretty much through August. So I want to kind of maybe help you out on things to focus on the next 6 weeks, because at least we have earnings seasons. Okay, so um, uh, trading is difficult if you're a typical day trader and you look for the action in the small caps. We haven't really been seeing it lately, and plus we're just getting a lot of funky rotation right now. I'll give some examples of what I'm talking about, and but I think if you focus on the stocks that are in play, and we're going to talk about using the earnings channel. I think the new format is really nice, so I'm going to kind of break down that, tell you what to look for, and then also a nice little options volume scanner. Actually, Barry has a good one. I borrowed from him, and we're going to show you how you can kind of use that, especially during earnings seasons, because a lot of times, well, I'll talk about that when I get to it. I don't want to take up too much of the, just going over the agenda here. Price alerts game, another tough week, guys. So I know it's tough when a lot of close friends, longtime traders I know are having a difficult time, and I see a lot of you guys who have been trading for a while also, just having a good time, hard time, with the price alerts. I'm not saying you're trading those, but I just know it's difficult out there. So before we move on to the action, let's talk a little bit about the 5-star support education and training here. Okay, there's a lot of new people in here, so I just want to kind of show them that we do provide a lot of resources for you to get help with the software, especially with the new channel bar layout. You're going to instantly find some really good channels that can help you, focus on stocks of interest without knowing anything about the software. Uh, but eventually you're going to want to dig into it, start building your own alerts. That's where we come in as far as these webinars go, every Monday through Thursday at 5 Eastern time. We do encourage interaction, so feel free to ask any questions. We'll get to them. We do have content to present, but we'll get to them, as quick as we can. Also, the traders room can be a great little resource to ask questions. Barry encourages it. He might not broadcast it a lot, but he tells us all the time, if anybody has a question, need to see something, send them in. Of course, first couple of hours is maybe spent majority of that time trading, but after that, it gets kind of slow, and he'll be open up to some questions for sure. And then the support webinar down at the bottom here. I'll move over to the next slide. This is our daily support session. We take over Barry's live stream for an hour at 12 Eastern time every day, Monday through Friday. And we just open it up for questions. Okay. I know I do the one on tomorrow and Friday, and I don't know if everybody has all their questions answered by then, because it mostly ends up being stock talk, during the Friday support session. But I do definitely get a few. But please take advantage of it. This is what it was made for. Okay, for you guys to come in, ask questions about the software, and that's if you're in Barry's YouTube channel live stream, okay, you'll just stay in there and I'll take it over tomorrow or whatever day you're in there. If you're not, just come to trade-ideas.com/live. That'll get you directly into the live stream. All right, I'll save this next one for Scott on the way out, and let's pull up the market recap. Let's see what coin's doing here. Nothing. I don't know why that alert's going off. And let me try to pull my SPY chart up here. And, in the big picture thing, it really didn't hardly move the needle at all. Okay. But at the same time, once again, it got a little hairy this morning, if you will, trying to break that fast line. It seems like we get, so few down moves that when you do get a little move like we got today, it seems so scary. But once again, the buyers came in, pushed it back up, not closing near highs nor anywhere near where we went out yesterday. So all in all, the SPYs did finish down, all close to 0.5%, but nothing major. There was more weakness in the Qs. They were definitely taking a break today, down 0.8%, but they did put in a bottoming tail, and it's also closed above their fast line. So we'll see what to make of this come tomorrow. But IWM finally did put in a tail after 2 days of closing pretty much near lows, put in a tail, but once again also finished down. So all the major indices closing down today. I'll look real quick at of course, except the diamonds, but I really don't pay a whole lot of attention to that with only 30 stocks making that up. So Jamie, a little, like you said, little downdraft. Don't you dare try to sell off, and that's kind of what happened today in the SPYs. But bouncing back, closing above all the moving averages again. So no harm, no foul. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, nice little doji on the daily there to finish things off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you don't have anything,
which you know what that means, Andy, probably all-time highs by the close tomorrow.
Could be. I tell you, it could be. Just tell me now what's going to move it though.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because I want to jump in now. All right, buddy. Well, if you want to take it over and talk about some of the really nice shorting done by the Holly AI today.
Absolutely. I'm trying to grab the screen. Let me know when you can see.
Got it.
All right, perfect. Okay, so here we go with the AI wrap up here. Not a whole lot of trades, but some good performance nonetheless. If we just kind of focus over here at the trade count, 1 from 1.0, 2.0, dishing out 2 signals as well, and Neo getting 2. So everybody got a little bit of a piece today. Grail just spitting out 1, but all finishing green. If we look at the totals over here, these numbers are based around 100 shares per trade, but the numbers that you'll be seeing right here, I believe I had mine set on 50 today, but let's just confirm that just for some real world experimentation. All right, so you can see limiting risk to $50, and these numbers are reflective of that. However, I know that most people are used to seeing things in, well, risk of 100, but I don't think that's really the big deal here. We're just going to leave it on 50 because lo and behold, Andy, something that we have not seen in a very long time. There's actually a trade with some spread between conservative profit and moderate profit today, as we can see
nice.
in TLNN trade. So let's take a look at that one first. All right, here we have the original short sell signal up here, right at the 1171 mark. Got some pretty good action right off the bat. This one did give a little bit of an opportunity here at the orange arrow
Excuse me,
to
Jamie. Are you still doing your 100 on loss? I,
right. As
okay.
I just covered that. I had it on 50, but I tell you what, since everybody's
Okay.
used to seeing
Yeah, I
100,
think so. Yeah, that
I'm going to go ahead and flip it back.
plus it just looks more impressive.
Okay, presto. That should have adjusted, but let me give it a
Oh,
reset. Well,
it's weird. It's adjusting in the
it's down here. It's
yeah.
adjusting. Let
Huh.
me see. Did I make an error there? Okay, maybe I should hit apply and save. And yes, I see it adjusting down here, but well, Andy,
Don't worry about it. Yeah, yeah.
when all else fails, let's give it one of these real quick. See if we can make it work like it's supposed to. Okay,
There
see
we go.
now it adjusted. It just needed
Yeah,
a little
it
kick
did.
there. Okay,
There you go.
so now these numbers are reflective of risking $100 per trade. Okay, so still, on a percentage basis, it's going to be the same spread between conservative and moderate, but now we can take a look at the trade. So handsome spread there to the tune of about 4x between conservative and moderate. Typical when we see a profit save exit from the AI. As we all know, the AI's strong point are the statistically weighted entries. Not so brilliant on the exits, but that's where the man and the machine do the best work, right? So note the shaded area right here, and note where the AI closed the trade, right at the kind of the right before the biggest move of the day, right before we got this big red candle here. But nonetheless, kind of a stretched out, especially with this second or third candle here, wicking up to the top there. Not the prettiest consolidation area, more like a little wedge coming down here. But look what happens once we do break that opening range break. Could have tacked on a few more shares at this 1017, 1015 level for a release down to the 950 level. Not the hugest move, but on a percentage basis on a $10 stock, not that bad, okay? Ironically, as soon as the AI closed the trade out, we did come down here and tickle the profit target, but the trade was already closed out and profit save. So pretty clean trade, didn't really have to suffer, didn't even get into the red there. So just a nice clean trade on the CLNN. I can tell you this, pretty small market cap on this. So depending on where you trade at, might have been shortable, might have not been. Now, INMB posting a little bit better gain and conservative because guess what? We had a profit target hit. Always like to see that. And even holding into the close would have been just a smidge higher, about $3 there. So, you would have had to really peg this one at the very bottom to get more than what you see here in moderate profit or, conservative for that matter. But this one presenting a lot tamer of a couple of different points here where we could have added to the position. Since this trade came fairly quickly, 8:42, 12 minutes into the open with a nice early short signal up here. We had 1, 2, 3. We had about an hour on the opening range break here, which would have been a nice clean place to add to the position. Once we took this little leg down to the 23 area, we had a nice long consolidation period there of most of the trading day. And then we had another break right here for what we could have as a second add position here. So really a lot of opportunity to leverage the INMB trade. Once again, one of the smaller market caps. This one only had a 9 million share float, as you can see down here, and about 330 on the market cap. So depending on where you traded, might have been shortable, maybe not. The two larger cap shorts worked as well, just not near as much of a percentage move, Apache, APA Corporation here. That's not the, yeah, that is crude petroleum. Yeah, okay. So APA, bigger market cap, bigger float, shortable just about anywhere. But once again, a nice early entry here. Now this one, we did have to be patient, took a couple of excursions back up to the flat area if you were operating in, say, moderate profit mode. But once again, Holly flatting the trade. Let's see, there's my shaded area. It just took a while to pop back in. So as you can see, the AI closes the trade out way up here for a flat as it gets a little antsy. But then, boy, missed the biggest move of the day as it cycled back down and finally did what we hoped it would do. All we had to do was just be patient, sit tight, let that hard stop do its work. An add opportunity here, a little stretched out, little energy burn here, which kind of gives you pause sometimes. But hey, a range break is a range break. So right about here, we did have the opportunity to add to the position. Right about that 1850 level. What do we bottom out at? 1829. So little less juice on the table as we saw from the other ads, only about 30 cents in there. But on a large cap stock like that, not too shabby. The last short was this one, which wasn't too bad at all either. 1, 2, 3, 4, as we can see from the entry time over here, almost an hour into the market. Nice clean entry, nice clean movement after the entry at 29.60. And once again, a little consolidation area right about here. Using candle bodies, we could have added to that position around the 29 level. We had not even quite another 50 cents in there as well. If we're strictly paying by the rules, use the bottom of that wick. But once you see a range like this develop, hey, a lot of the times it's just a personal preference. This one worked well for an add-on opportunity here in this area. And that's pretty much it, Andy. Some just solid short plays, which is something that we haven't seen in a while. And the fact that all 4 of these turned out pretty well, quite impressive. And of course, no big secret, the one long failed, right? And check out the aggressive profit here. Once again, trade arounds, how do they react around the stop area? Well, this one, there was no guesswork here. As soon as we, got through this candle here, well below, and just off to the races in the opposite direction. Matter of fact, once you see something like this on a stop out, and you see this thing setting up, it didn't go up on statistical viability. So when it sets up like this, sometimes it's worth taking a poke to the downside. But did I do that today? No, I didn't. I just stuck with the short trades and made a little bit of money, and that was good enough for me today.
Good. Yeah, that's I thought it was very impressive because I knew how difficult the day was, and for Holly to spit out only 5 trades and 4 of them be winners, and a couple of them some pretty good winners there. So yeah, that's an impressive day by Holly.
Yep, exactly. So that's about it for Holly today. Solid
All right.
performance in a slightly down market. So let me kick it back over to you.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Mike was brought up a good point talking about the solars. I love playing solars. I've been playing solars my whole life, and I've done fairly well with them over the years. And but boy, it's been difficult. And this is so typical of this market. Just like this run, for example. Just looks like a nice trend break right here, reversal on some decent volume coming in. This is about a month ago. I mean, it looks like it was just off to the races. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, this thing is back down to where it broke off, and we're seeing stuff like this all the time. And it wouldn't be surprise me to see, this thing back up over 55 here in the next couple of days. It's just kind of the rotating action that we get, and it's pretty annoying actually, if you ask me. JKS is one that I think I definitely have on my watch list and marked up because it is exhibiting very good strength because it's still above, like the other ones, all above its moving averages. But look at this action yesterday. Yesterday it sells off, closes on low, down 10%. Today, after 20 minutes in the market's open, it's already made up and then some of that 10% that it lost yesterday. So just some really crazy action. The solars are crazy anyway, but that's really disturbing. But anyway, yes, I do like this JKS. I do have an alert if it gets above it, but this kind of gets back to what's happening right now in the market. You had the big boys holding up everything, and then they showed weakness today. And Apple, it did bounce. So Amazon was showing weakness. It never really did bounce, closing below its moving. I'm sorry, it's 10-period moving average. Facebook was showing some weakness today, breaking below its 10 and 20 now. So Google, I think, was holding up. It's all right. But anyway, if these guys aren't moving, money is going to be flowing into some. And the big leader today was, the regional banks, which the chart looks like crap. So it is difficult no matter what style of trading that you're doing. And if anybody tells you it's not, they're probably trading weekly or monthly charts. But what I wanted to talk about today is, especially if you are a short-term trader, maybe especially a day trader, you need to focus on something the next 6 weeks. I would say you got 2 weeks left in July, and then another. August can be very slow, and it really can be slow all the way, past Labor Day. But but anyway, one thing that we do have is we're getting right into the teeth of earnings season. This week was the first week. You had a few financials to report, along with Alcoa, some of the ones that report early, but it's going to start picking up next week. So you want to go where the action is. All right, and especially if the small caps aren't in play. Seeing a lot of head fakes on the small caps. I looked at so many examples today. I'm not going to show you, but what I mean is these quick moves up for maybe 30 to 45 minutes and then just get hammered. And that's not uncommon this time of year, especially if the IWM is, under pressure, which it has been lately. So you may have to take adapt, change your game plan. And I think one of the better ways to do it is to focus on the action, okay? And that's going to be earnings coming up. So if you go to new and pull up the doc channel bar, I'm not going to do it because I forgot I already had it open down here. But if you clicked on that and then you clicked into earnings, you would get this doc right here, which I think is really a nice little layout for you. Easy to read. It's a nice little top list. It tells you which is, the biggest gainers up for the day, and the ones that are down for today, off of earnings. Look at the CIDM at the very top. This was up here pretty much all day. Now I know it's a $1.49 stock, but look at this move today that it had. I mean, nice little, of course, a little head fake there, pulled back, but then look at this move off this fast line, and very nice percentage gain. Had you been playing this when you would have had some, focusing on something that had earnings. Relative volume was over 25. That's huge relative volume. And that's the kind of stuff you want to try to focus on during this slow period, this slow time of year. Probably not a whole lot of good examples in here today because the earnings are thin. And I will tell you this, and this is something that you can always change and make your own doc. Because currently, right now, I have this set up to show earnings from negative 0.75. So this is going to also show you earnings from yesterday morning. And of course, it's going to show you earnings from last night or after hours yesterday. And it's also going to show you earnings for this morning. Some people may want to come in when it starts getting really busy and just take this. And all you got to do is just put negative 0.25. And that way you'll only see earnings from yesterday after the close and earnings this morning. Okay. I'm going to leave it as it sits right now, but you can definitely, because here's the beauty about these things, you can change them and do whatever you want to and just save this, just resave it under, your own cloud name. Just call it My Earnings or something like that. My Earning, whatever you want to call it. But these are, like I said, any channel, they're customizable. Let me just cancel. I don't know what I'm doing there. So what do you have? You have a nice little top list to show you ones on top, and then all of a sudden you have a nice little trade idea earnings watcher. Now this is nothing but a high-low ticker, okay, and it will definitely have the, one of these days I'm going to have this already open when I come in here. But you're going to be able to see the earnings date right here, so you can see if you do want to avoid stocks that had it yesterday morning. But a lot of times what will happen, guys, is they will not have, I've seen this before, they may sell off for whatever reason, just to screw people around. And then the next day they may take off. I see it all the time. So you might want to keep that setting like it is, just like this PMC was, yesterday morning, and it's hitting highs again today. But it does have an earnings date, so you can quickly look over here and see when the earnings were. Okay, like this one was yesterday after the close. This one was this morning, 0.25. So some good stuff there. I really do believe, guys, it's important. I know I keep reiterating this. Instead of just opening up your default layout and trying to find opportunity that may not be anywhere on any of your windows, I can promise you there's going to be action in this during earnings season. So just this is like I said, it's a real good layout. You can pull it open, just keep it minimized and pull it up every now and then. See what see what you can catch. This see, what was it today? Something was just pretty much ugly all day. If you like short, and I think it was CTOS, was just kind of did bounce at the close there, but for the first couple hours of the day, just kept bleeding down. All right, so another thing to watch, and most of you probably have this window, but I did change it up again a little bit. Okay, so it's going to be different than Barry's. If you click into Barry's configuration, he had it set for $1 to $25. I know a lot of people in the room, they like to play, low price stocks, but I wanted to make mine $300 to $300 because you can get some great moves off of some of these, plays during earnings season that even if they are high priced can still have 5 to 10% move at times. So you don't want to, for me personally, I don't want to avoid a stock just because of the price, but it's okay if you do. Some people do. So you can always take this and change it, make it what you want. But it's just basically an option scanner looking for option volume today. Has to be at least 300%. That's basically 3 times normal. 3 times normal, it's daily average. Okay, so this is not like a relative volume where it's looking at the certain time during the day. It's looking at option volume today versus what it normally does in a day. So if it's 2 hours, 3 hours into the open and it's already coming through here, it's doing a lot of options, guys. And also has to have a minimum option volume today of at least 2,000 contracts. So a nice little alert. I think Barry said not a whole lot of things were coming. I'm gonna have to rename this so you guys don't confuse it with Barry's. So I'm going to give it the DR moving higher. Let's just call it unusual volume today. Let's call it version 2. Okay, and I will drop this into the chat window now. So if you have something like this up along with the earnings layout, you're going to find some opportunity. It's going to be out there. Okay, and because I got a feeling it's going to be really tricky here the next 6 weeks. So you do want to focus on stuff that is moving. So let me go ahead and share this with you. And I'll drop it into the chat window. So let's call it options. And there you go. Excuse me. Let me get a drink of water here real quick. All right, so let's take a look at the difficulty we're finding with these price alerts recently. And I think this is like 5 out of the last 6 weeks, guys. It's been tough. And you can see here, these are the ones from last week. Okay. And look at all these. I mean, we had one winner and it was 0.2%. Actually, we had one here for 2%. I take that back, from Gary R. Gary, you are the big winner with 2% gainer. I hate, like I said, keep driving this home, guys, but this tells me, okay, because I've done this when the market was really good and we had some banner winners, sometimes 3 to 5, each time, and we haven't been seeing that over the last 6 weeks. So it is difficult. We are going to play again, but I think maybe some of you maybe should consider a short play. There seems to be a lot of downward movement in stocks, even though the major averages are holding up. I'm seeing a lot of deterioration. So maybe some of you guys want to play the short side, but never, Andy, never. Okay, Aja, never. He's not gonna. That's fine. No, if it's not your style, there's nothing wrong with that. I will say this: if you're not a short seller, you have to be real careful when when you get to a down tape, when you play the long side. Uh, but let's clear these out so I don't get them confused first. There we go. Let me delete these. And if you're new here, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna call out a stock. You just give me a stock and a price, and that's gonna be the price alert we set. If you don't put short in there, I'm gonna assume it's a long. Okay, so you don't have to put long, or if you want it to be a long, just give me the stock and the price alert that you want me to set, and I will set them. But if you do want it to be a short, please notify that, hey, this is a short, and I will I just quick out of the gates here with a STKS. We may have a small field today, guys. Our attendance starting in mid-July till about through August, it seems to go down a little bit. We understand it's summertime, people on vacation, people getting out of the house early and going to the pool or lake or whatever. Okay, so Aja wants STKS at 916. Oh, I like that bottoming tail. That is, make sure it's not printing there. I don't think it is. That's a bottoming tail there, so maybe you may have something there, Aja. All right. Short. We got a short here from Kier.
There you go.
WBA. All right, I like it. Let's see. And he is going to go. It's definitely a weak chart there. Okay, and he is under 45.95. Okay. Go to the daily here. I get it. Good that. 45.95 for Kier. Dave Fontaine. Yeah, tough week, Dave. I agree. He's slow and steady. Long target above 253. Definitely a horse, that one is. Nice looking chart. 253 even. Okay, take that back.
Did you get the BX long there, Andy?
No, Ime, BX long. Okay. BX long 102. Is that 50?
102 and 50. Yes.
Okay. Let's see. GDX, Ben Reynolds, buy above 35. You know what? I'm in Newmont, been in it for a while. So I hope you're right on this one. I can't get Newmont to do a thing though. I'm basically flat in it, but it just won't do anything for me. It's like my only position. Nailed it. Okay, GDX. Ben, I like that one, Ben. All right, let's see. I missed something. STE.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. and that is 211. Quit that. 211 even, and that is not sure how to say it, so I'm not going to butcher it and just put it in there unless Jamie wants to help me out.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
Okay. Yeah, he would get really, or he or she would get really tickled if I try to announce that. Etsy at 185.
Yep.
Okay, kind of a doji there. I see you're thinking. And that is Rob R. Betty Sue, IBM long at 142.
Well, see, Andy, they helped us out there. I think Gaj. G-A-G.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
G-A-J. Gaj.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate that. I actually think I would have nailed it, but just in case I didn't, I didn't want to. Mike C coming in. It's with Skyworks at 190. Ooh, it's printing that, so I'm going to go 195 for you. 196. If you get beat by a penny, I'll give it to you. Let's see here. So I think that's all so far.
Did we get the IBM for Betty
I
Sue?
did. I got IBM for Betty Sue. I got boy, I think that's it. I'll give you a 10-second countdown for anybody who wants to get in at the last minute. Okay, I'll wait, David. No problem. And David, I'm sorry, I did get your email, buddy. I'm sorry I hadn't had time to get back to you on that. I'll definitely get back to you. We just had one of our guys on vacation, and I got behind on my emails. IOVA short at 22.45. Okay, another short. I like that. No, we don't need stops. Yeah, we don't need stops, but it's good that you're doing that in your head. If you're playing these things, you definitely want to journal them, even if you're paper trading as stops. All right, that looks like it's going to be about it. Guys, kind of a slow day today. It's like it's a summertime. We may be cutting it off early. I tell you what I will do. If somebody wants me to look at a chart or two, I'll be happy to do that. If not, let me go ahead and share these. But if you guys want to think of a chart for me to look at, me and Jamie eyeball and talk about, we can do that. Let me share these while you guys are thinking. We got 10 players. That's good. Price alerts. And here you go. Good luck to all. I think you got some pretty good ones in there. I can get it in there. I won't be able to share it, but I can definitely get it in there for you, Daniel. Let's go with Biggie B. And he wants it. Oh, just you're talking about looking at a chart. Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to put a price alert. I like the volume today. Okay, you had almost 3 relative volume, no earnings. Don't know. It looks like to me maybe some news came out during midday. You do have kind of a downtrend right here that it kind of ran into and couldn't get through. You're kind of in a downtrend. You know, if it can get back above this high tomorrow, you know, get back above maybe this high, going back to, see, what is that, 446, so maybe get above the 450 range, you know, it may want to attack that $5 range. Other than that, you know, I think you know, it's not bad. Looks like it may be putting in a nice little rounding bottom there. Okay, but like to see it take out today's high, preferably pretty soon. But you know, today's high and then that 450 range, yeah, and it may be off to a nice little trend change there. TDD. Trade desk. Yeah, you know, it's holding on. It looks like it's holding on to the 200-day moving average. You know, it did kind of break to the downside of this range it had been in for several long. So what I would like to see is it to bounce pretty quick, because if it can't reclaim that, you know, 20, there's not a lot to keep it from going down here to the 50. Okay, so what I mean by that, you don't have any support until you get down here to around $66. So boy, I would want this to bounce tomorrow if I were in it. Otherwise, I'd probably cut it at today's lows. But if it can get back above today's highs and take out that 10-period moving average, you can see there it had a hard time the last few days. So I'd like to see that. So Daniel says no news, just social media buzz and around the short float. Okay, well, that, you know, yeah, that can definitely move a stock, that's for sure. All right, let's see if anybody else. If not, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, it's kind of getting around that mundane kind of a year, part of the year where things can kind of just slow to a crawl. But anyway, so guys, that's it. You know, yeah, thank you, Mike C. Appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and just call it early today. I'll bring Scott in. You guys hold on. He will be offering you a discount.
Yeah, thank you. On the way out, if you don't already have the favorite strategy indicators ebook, grab it. It's free and it's written by our director of software development. It's got some great ideas in there for you to adopt and some links that you can add into your layouts. Got a podcast, should be getting back into releases soon, but do check out the archives. We have some excellent interviews we released earlier this year. If you just add us as a subscription, you'll pick up the next new one automatically, and you can download the archives. We've got a new product. If you're not quite ready to get a full Trade Ideas subscription, go ahead and try out the Strength Alerts newsletter. It's better than the Trade of the Week because you get 5 new trade ideas every Sunday evening, $17 a month, and you get it every Sunday. So check that out. Go ahead to tradeIdeas.com/strength to learn more about it. Use the promo code SUNSHINE to save 15% off your first month or year of any Trade Ideas subscription or upgrade from standard to premium. Go ahead and grab that and get started. You can find Jamie on Twitter at QuantBot. Also look for at Trade Ideas and at TI Steve G. Trade Ideas Pros, the Facebook page to share with your friends. And any questions, send them to info@tradeIdeas.com. Goes to our help desk. Gets you the help you need as soon as possible. And the recording of the session will be up later on tonight. You'll get an email reminder tomorrow about how to find it. Thanks, Jamie. Thank you, Andy. Have a nice one. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. I'll see you on tomorrow for some of you.
See you tomorrow.